30 minutes before the sun goes down because he can't fly at night. And so
When the cameras stopped rolling on swamp people, things behind the scenes were not as calm as they looked on TV. Cast members began arguing about money, fame, and hunting territories. One fight even got so heated that security had to separate them. The History Channel reportedly spent thousands of dollars covering up the incident, while gossip magazines offered big money for secret photos. Among all this tension, one person's story began to stand out, a young woman named Cheyenne Pickle Wheat. Her life had been full of danger, tragedy, and survival long before reality TV ever found her. But behind her calm smile and fearless hunting skills was a story few people really knew, one shaped by storms, family sacrifice, and a love for the swamp that nearly cost her life more than once. Pickle Wheat was born on September 21, 1995. In Louisiana, a place known for its beauty and danger. The year she was born brought some of the worst weather the state had seen in decades. Just a few months before her birth, massive floods hit Louisiana, destroying homes and causing billions in damage. Her parents, Eddie and Missy Wheat, were living near the Atchafalaya Basin when Tropical Storm Jerry rolled in, pushing 5-foot-high waves through the bayous. Eddie, a third-generation alligator hunter, had to navigate floodwaters in a small skiff to get his pregnant wife to the hospital. That dangerous trip was a sign of the life their daughter would live, one that would always be close to both life and death, shaped by nature's wild power. Her family's trailer was evacuated twice before she turned 6 months old, and from her earliest days, she was learning to survive where most people would never dare to live. Cheyenne didn't stay Cheyenne for long. Her father noticed that when he said Cheyenne Nicole quickly, it sounded like Shiny Pickle. The nickname stuck after a strange and scary event. When she was only 4, she ate nearly a gallon of pickles during a trip to the local store. The salt made her sick and she had to be rushed to the hospital. She barely survived, but her father turned the story into a family joke. The swamp tried to kill her with pickles before the gators even had a chance. From that day on, she was Pickle. The name became more than a nickname. It became part of her identity, a reminder that even when life was hard, she could laugh and keep going. That sense of humor and toughness would follow her through everything that came later. Pickle came from a long line of hunters who knew the swamp better than anyone. Her great-grandfather, Boudreaux Bo Wheat, started hunting gators in the 1930s. One day in 1940, a 12-foot alligator bit off his finger near Delacroix Island. Instead of stopping, he wrapped his hand in a torn shirt and kept hunting until he met his quota. That finger was later preserved in a jar of moonshine and placed on the family mantle as a trophy, a strange but powerful symbol of courage. Bo's records showed he hunted over 2,400 alligators during his lifetime. That same determination ran through every generation, and Pickle inherited it all. Her family believed in hard work, bravery, and never backing down. These weren't just lessons. They were survival rules for life in the Louisiana bayou. Pickle's childhood was full of danger. When she was just 3 months old, her family's boat hit a hidden log and flipped in freezing water. Her father had strapped her into a floating car seat, but the current carried her away. For 11 terrifying minutes, she floated alone in gator-infested water while her parents searched desperately. 3 young alligators circled her, but miraculously she survived without a scratch. Local newspapers called her the miracle baby. Her father always said the swamp itself had protected her that day. From then on, everyone believed Pickle was meant to live a wild, extraordinary life, one that could only happen deep in the Louisiana swamps. While other kids were sitting in classrooms, Pickle was learning survival from her father and brother. She could bait gator hooks with rotten chicken, steer a boat through stormy waters, and recognize the difference between deadly and harmless snakes. Her childhood wasn't ordinary. It was raw, real, and full of lessons no school could teach. She often missed classes during hunting season, but what she learned from the swamp was priceless. By the time she was 12, she could skin an alligator and make a duck call by hand. Her family's small business, Wheat's Custom Calls, sold handmade duck and turkey calls, and Pickle quickly became the heart of the operation. She didn't just build the calls, she tested them herself, paddling out into the marshes to make sure each one worked perfectly. It was clear she wasn't just following family tradition, she was improving it. Disaster struck again in 2005 when Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana. Pickle was 9 years old when her family lost everything. their house, their business, and nearly all their belongings. Their home was under 8 feet of water for weeks. For over a year, they lived in a FEMA trailer while trying to rebuild from nothing. It took 3 years and their life savings to start over. But instead of breaking them, the storm made them stronger. Pickle watched her parents rebuild by hand, and that experience gave her the strength she would later become known for. She learned that survival wasn't just about fighting nature. It was about never giving up, no matter how much you lose. By 16, Pickle officially joined Louisiana's alligator hunting season. On her first hunt, she took down an 8-foot, 200-pound gator using a crossbow, something that impressed even the most experienced hunters. That season, she caught 12 gators and earned more than $8,000. Her father admitted he was terrified but proud. Pickle's accuracy and instincts were almost legendary. The next year, she faced another life-threatening moment when a gator flipped her boat, knocking her unconscious. Her father rescued her, but within 2 hours, she was back in the water to finish the hunt. Stories like that spread quickly, and people started calling her one of the toughest hunters in Louisiana. What might have scared others away only made her stronger. Pickle's talent and personality caught attention fast. In 2021, at just 25 years old, she joined Swamp People, becoming the youngest cast member ever. Fans instantly noticed her fearless spirit and deep knowledge of the swamp. She wasn't just there to fill a role. She was the real deal. Working alongside veteran hunter Troy Landry, she proved her skill and earned the respect of everyone on set. Her calm under pressure, natural charm, and authenticity made her a fan favorite. She didn't try to act tough. She was tough. While many reality stars fade over time, Pickle's connection with the audience grew stronger each season. Behind the scenes, Pickle's personal life became a target for gossip. She started dating Chase Landry, Troy Landry's son, just before filming began. Their relationship brought tension and attention, especially since she was working with his father. When they broke up, rumors started spreading about what happened, but Pickle didn't let it destroy her. In 2022, while recovering from a hunting injury, she met Joshua Kippas, an EMT who had come to help her after she cut her leg during a hunt. Their connection was instant, and soon they were dating. They got married in 2024, and their wedding, officiated by Troy Landry himself, was featured in the show. Despite internet gossip and tabloid stories, Pickle handled everything with grace, focusing on her family and work rather than online drama. Even as her fame grew, Pickle never stepped away from the hard work that made her who she was. She continued working with her family at Wheat's Custom Calls, teaching others how to use hunting calls and keeping her great-grandfather's traditions alive. When she became a mother, many thought she would slow down. But she didn't. She gave birth to her daughter, Mamie, in 2023, and her son Casey in 2025. Despite pregnancy complications, she kept her fans updated, posting honest photos of herself working, tired, but happy. She didn't pretend life was perfect. She showed the real side of being a mother, a businesswoman, and a hunter. That honesty made people love her even more. She proved that strength isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too. Pickle's life is more than a story of fame. It's a story of legacy. Her family's company, Wheat's Game Calls, continues to grow, producing hand-carved duck, turkey, and predator calls that hunters across the U.S. use. Pickle also built her own brand, selling shirts, hats, signed photos, and hunting gear under her name. She connects personally with her fans on social media, sharing everything from funny hunting moments to family life in the swamp. Her Instagram following has grown beyond 100,000, and her posts always stay real. One of her favorite quotes says, "A society grows great when old men plant. Trees whose shade they know, they'll never sit in." It's a reflection of how she sees life, as a journey to build something meaningful that lasts longer than fame. Through every danger and every loss, Pickle Wheat never lost her respect for the swamp. She understands it's both beautiful and deadly, a living thing that demands respect. Her hunting style shows her experience and love for the land. Every alligator, every duck, every storm she faces adds to the legend she's still writing. After becoming a fan favorite on Swamp People, Pickle faced a new challenge, balancing fame with her private life. Many people don't realize that reality TV filming can last months, requiring long hours in dangerous conditions. Pickle would spend days on the water from sunrise to sunset, hunting alligators and managing heavy equipment while still keeping up with her online audience and home responsibilities. It wasn't easy. Between filming, she often returned home exhausted, covered in mud and mosquito bites, only to handle her business orders and answer fan messages. But instead of complaining, she saw it as a blessing. Pickle once said in an interview, "If you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work, even when it's the hardest job in the world." That simple attitude became one of the secrets to her success. While many viewers see Swamp People as just entertainment, the cast lives a very real and dangerous lifestyle. Pickle quickly learned how tough the production schedule could be. Some days, the film crew followed her through thunderstorms, heavy winds, and near-miss accidents. Once, during season 14, her boat's engine caught fire after hitting a submerged tree trunk. She stayed calm, guiding the boat to safety while helping the cameraman who couldn't swim. Her quick thinking saved the crew, and she never mentioned it on the show. But people close to her know how serious it was. Fame also brought constant scrutiny, from tabloids writing false stories to social media users criticizing her appearance or relationships. Instead of responding to hate, Pickle chose silence. Her strength wasn't in arguing. It was in staying focused. She proved that real confidence doesn't need to be loud. Behind Pickle's growth was the strong mentorship of Troy Landry, known as the King of the Swamp. When she joined Swamp People, Troy treated her like family, teaching her new tricks, safety techniques, and how to stay calm when facing aggressive gators. He said in an interview, "Pickle's got more guts than most men I've hunted with." His faith in her boosted her confidence and inspired her to mentor younger hunters in her community. Pickle began hosting small training sessions where she taught kids and women how to fish, set traps, and respect nature. She often reminded them that the swamp wasn't just a place to survive. It was a place to learn patience, humility, and gratitude. Through this mentorship, Pickle not only honored her family tradition, but also opened doors for others, especially young girls who wanted to prove they could be strong too. Pickle's bravery came at a cost. Years of physical labor, constant exposure to heat and humidity, and long nights on the water took a toll on her body. She suffered back pain, dehydration, and several close calls with infections from swamp bacteria. In one instance, she sliced her hand open while pulling a gator hook. The wound got infected, and doctors warned it could spread if not treated immediately. For most people, that would have been a reason to stop, but not for Pickle. She returned to filming within a week, her hand still bandaged. Her toughness impressed everyone, but she later admitted that sometimes she pushed herself too far. "I don't always know when to stop," she said once. "When you grow up watching your dad work until his hands bleed, you think that's normal?" Her honesty about exhaustion and physical pain made her more relatable, showing fans that courage isn't about being invincible. It's about standing tall even when you're hurting. Pickle's relationship with Joshua Kippis was a turning point in her life. Joshua, an emergency medical technician, met her while responding to a swamp-related accident. Unlike her previous relationships, this one was built on mutual respect and understanding. Joshua admired Pickle's independence and her deep love for nature, while Pickle appreciated his calm personality and ability to handle stressful situations. They shared a love for simple things, cooking together, fishing at sunset, and spending time with family. Their wedding in 2024 was a small, heartfelt ceremony near Bayou Sorel, attended by close friends, family, and fellow Swamp People cast members. Pickle wore a simple lace dress and cowboy boots, while Troy Landry proudly officiated the ceremony. It wasn't a glamorous event, but it was full of love, a perfect reflection of who Pickle was, strong, grounded, and genuine. Motherhood changed Pickle in ways she never expected. When her daughter Mimi was born, she admitted that balancing motherhood and work scared her at first. She worried she wouldn't be able to keep up with her hunting responsibilities while caring for a baby. But instead of slowing down, she learned to adapt. She took her daughter on safe boat rides, showing her the beauty of the swamp. As her family grew, Pickle became even more determined to create a safe and happy home. In early 2025, she gave birth to her second child, Casey, and described it as the hardest and most beautiful experience of her life. Despite sleepless nights, she continued managing her business, filming, and mentoring others. Her ability to